As a mom of smaller kids, a 6 and an 8-year-old, one of the most common questions I get is how do you balance all the mom stuff as well as all the business things? Because as of right now, I have 3 full-time employees, an intern, and probably about 3 more contractors that I work with on a daily, if not weekly basis. And that is a lot to be balancing. And so I figured I would kind of walk you through my day here, do as best as a vlog style as possible, but I am not very good at vlogs. I like just talking head. So I've tried to record clips throughout my day and try to explain what I'm doing in that day and how that helps me accomplish the things I need to do. So today is a Monday that I'm recording this, and what I did Sunday to help me prepare for this day is take time and I'm gonna grab my full focus planner, plan out my week in my full focus planner. So what I did last night, literally in bed at 8:30, is I just started writing down all the appointments that I had for this coming week and then started to brain dump exactly what needed to get done this week. I am also down an employee right now, and so I have to figure out what things I need to cover for her and what things I have to let go. So one of the things that I've considered letting go is doing a YouTube content. That is why I'm trying to make this video as easy as possible to get out. Otherwise, we're gonna take a week or 2 off of YouTube until the whole team can kind of pivot and catch up with their new roles and tasks. But this is how I stay on track every day, is having this plan that I do on Sunday. I've talked about this multiple times. I will link to videos right up here where I've talked about my full focus planner, but that happens before my week even starts. Now, on Monday, like today, I kick off my morning by walking. And I will say this particular day, I was not feeling it. It took me about 45 minutes to get out of bed, but I got on the treadmill. I had Real Housewives of New York to watch, and I did get my 45 minutes of walking in. By the time I'm done walking, the kids are starting to get up. We are in summer. We only have a few more days left of summer, so that means I've got to take them to childcare. On Mondays, it is my in-laws. And so again, luckily today, the kids were excited to get up and go to Nana's. And I try to get out the door by 7:30. I drive them about 20 minutes to my in-laws. We generally listen to Taylor Swift. And then on the way home, I will listen to a podcast. Today, I listened to Armchair Expert. I don't particularly listen to business podcasts. I feel it kind of overstimulates my brain and clouds my decisions, which I'm having a really hard time with right now. If you've been watching any of my content, I've recently talked about how I've been dealing with imposter syndrome over the last year and how I've kind of woken up from this imposter syndrome fog. And so I'm just really trying to stay focused on what I see clearly moving forward, and business podcasts just kind of fog that for me. Every single day of the week, I have a pretty set routine that I do. In fact, I have it set up on my Google Calendar. It's color-coded. You can see it right here. But I do my kind of deep focus work first thing in the morning and then save calls and team things for later in the day. And so for Mondays, this is when I sit down, first thing I do, and provide audits to my mastermind clients inside a 10K replay. So today I did an audit on a webinar landing page. I did an audit on a launch plan, and I also provided feedback to a client on how she was thinking about promoting her courses and aligned with her membership. So these are all different questions that people in my mastermind have for me that want my feedback on. I give that feedback to them every Monday morning. The other things that I was focusing on today as well is wrapping up slides for my first ever lesson inside of my YouTube coaching program that kicks off this week. That is part of the imposter syndrome thing that I was talking about. I've had a hard time kind of leaning into being a YouTube coach, not thinking I was good enough, kind of letting the outside world affect the way I think about myself as a YouTube coach. So this coaching program for business owners wanting to use YouTube is kind of my first foray into accepting I'm a YouTube coach and I'm dang good at it, and I'm going to show up and do that. So I'm beyond excited to get started. We are starting in about 2 hours. So the first training session will be happening at 2 p.m. Eastern. So really for me, the first half of the day is getting core work done that involves my brain. So audits, slides for the training. There's one thing that I thought I would get done here this morning that I didn't. I had to write a few emails to promote a joint venture webinar that I'm hosting this week. So that is something that's going to have to fall behind or try to get done this evening with a kid at home. Another kid has soccer. We will see how that goes. But leading up to where we're at right now, lunchtime in my day, I am juggling so many things from, like I said, being a mom, taking my kids to school, taking care of myself by walking, making myself breakfast, being a coach to my mastermind clients, also being a leader to my team. I have Slack up all the time. And so I'm getting questions from my team as they are pivoting roles and responsibilities. And I'm giving them advice and leading them to take these roles over as their new thing and get excited about that. I've been thinking more about sharing here on my channel about building a team and what that looks like and when is the right time for a team. If you are interested in me talking more about team things, go ahead and write team in the comments below and anything specific you would like to see about building a team. I'm also going to be honest, say my brain didn't necessarily focus on this the entire time. I'm looking at my full focus planner. Again, imposter syndrome is so real to me, and knowing that I'm going to be teaching YouTube coaching this afternoon, my brain's already thinking about that. And so I did avoid some work by doing some Amazon shopping and wanting to refresh my office area because, again, I am stepping into this new me, I feel, taking on this, I am a YouTube coach for business owners. I can do this. I know what I'm talking about. I'm good enough to do this. So I decided to zhuzh up my office a little bit. So why not waste some time on Amazon to avoid stepping into me? So this is just the lunchtime. I am going to share the rest of the day as well if I can remember and see how things go. What I try to do when I plan my week on Sunday is come up with two main goals for the week. And so for this particular week, my goal to get done for the whole week is module number 2 in my coaching program, because I'll be teaching that next Monday. The new roles and responsibilities and project dates for my team, because again, we have kind of shifted and reorganized the team in the last 2 weeks. And then really map out what our strategy is going to look like moving forward. Because again, I've totally pivoted what I want to focus on in my business as to where I was back at the beginning of 2023, and I'm really excited. It's really scary, but I know I'm starting to feel the excitement and the happiness and the lightness in me again. But I've got to readjust everything that we've been doing so that the team can understand, our content marketing team can understand, and I can explain it to my coach. So again, we can have just a clear idea, everybody on the same page moving forward. And so those are my 3 big things that I have got to get done this week. I do need to do YouTube content. I didn't add it as a priority, but I'm hoping this kind of casual video today will do that. And then since I have 3 things for the week, I then try to have 3 things each day. And so today it is writing those emails that I didn't get done yet, going through my module 1 slides, tweaking it, proofing it, and just preparing myself for it. And then I did need to reach out to a client about steps moving forward. One of the things, again, as I feel more pulled towards this YouTube coaching direction, is not having agency clients, one-on-one agency clients. And we still have a few that are our bread and butter. They are our clients that we love, but it doesn't mean it's going to be our main focus. And so I did reach out. I needed to make a Loom video, share some ideas and thoughts that myself and the team had about this particular agency client and our steps forward. So now it's time for me to hurry up and make my lunch before my team meeting starts. I probably have already ran too late. My team meeting is starting at about 9 minutes. I will share a little bit of what that looks like in this video, which means I may be late on lunch. So let's hope I can make it through without having lunch. And this is why I don't vlog, because it is the next day and I last left you off right before I had lunch and then totally forgot to bring y'all along. And so when I am planning my day, I'm very specific on what I'm getting done, and I am focused on those things so that I can get everything done realistically in a day so that I have my evenings without worrying about what work to get done. Although didn't necessarily happen that way yesterday, but the last time I spoke to you, I was getting ready for lunch in my team meeting. I had my team meeting. We were discussing new roles and responsibilities because we are adjusting what everybody is working on. We had an employee that's been out for a little bit with a sick child, and it's just really highlighted kind of the weaknesses that we've had in our team and our communication, and we want everybody to know what everybody is doing. So if we have somebody popping out for family reasons or health reasons, we can cover them, no problems. And so we went over the team meeting, discussing all of the different new roles and responsibilities, how that will be implemented, when it will be implemented, updated on where each of our clients are that our employees are responsible for as well. And then I had an almost 2-hour session with my YouTube coaching clients. This was the very first week of my YouTube coaching experience, the very first program that I've ever launched just specifically for YouTube coaching. And I was teaching them the first module in this program. And I've been so nervous to teach it and to lean into YouTube coaching. I've been doing YouTube coaching for years, but I've really had an imposter syndrome barrier over the last pretty much year being a YouTube coach, and I'm finally getting to a place where I feel more comfortable with it. I'm blocking out the toxic noise that I've heard in the past. And so while the nerves were piling up before this first live session, it was so amazing. We had amazing responses for the lessons that I taught. We taught 4 lessons in module 1, and now they're going to take those lessons, implement the homework that was provided with it, and then my team and I will be reviewing it later this week. That took me right to the end of my day, and that brings me back to taking work into my evening. I didn't get an email written that I wanted to write, so I had to save it for the evening. But since it was a soccer night, I had to go straight from that call down to start making dinner. Luckily, we had gone to Trader Joe's on Sunday, so it was quick dinner, some chicken tenders, grilled vegetables, and some quinoa. Sent the oldest one and her dad over to soccer practice. And then since my little guy can take some TV time while I write an email, I spent about 30 minutes sending out an email that was promoting a webinar, a joint venture webinar that I am doing with FG Funnels. And so I did take some work into the evening, but it wasn't that much. Now, as I'm leaning into really trying to show you more of how I build my business, my YouTube coaching business, how YouTube simplifies and amplifies my business model, I want to know what type of content you really want to hear from me on YouTube. Like I said, rearranging a lot of roles and the responsibilities with my team so I can spend at least 70% of my time focusing on YouTube content, creating better content for you, creating more produced content as well. And so I would love to hear from you down in the comments. What would you like to see from me? What type of content, what type of videos are you just desiring to see from me here on my channel? Please let me know, and check out the most recent video that I did where I'm sharing how my sales funnels are built so that I can continue to make sales from my YouTube content, from my email list, while I can have my evenings off most evenings.